Okay, welcome back. So for the second part, to Excel is we are actually opening this file. Okay, and for your record, I provided a link for those who are watching. You can just either you have access to online learning or WhatsApp, or even you can just download it straight away from my Google Drive. I put it on the YouTube description. Okay, so check the YouTube description below. Okay, here, this is the second file that we want to see after we prepare or enter the data and everything. So we organize everything. Now we move to the second file. This is where I analyze the items in Excel if you don't use SPSS. Okay, so it's opening. Yeah, ask for activation code. Okay, here we have all the tabs here, and again double check. Okay, these are all the tabs, and for some reason it start with this tab. Okay, but yeah, remember this the data that we've prepared earlier, so we have here item responses. Okay, item 1 to 15 coded, scored 01 for multiple choice item, and then this is the one that I scored, the subjective items. I graded them and then put the marks here, and then we calculated the some score for objective questions, and then some score for the objectives, subjective questions, and then the total for both objective plus subjective. Okay, this is the data that we prepared. Okay, now if you don't have SPSS, or you prefer to do your calculations in Excel, so here this is what we've come to. Okay, this is the data basically, and if you can see, this is more simplified. I just copy the student data and also the objective questions, because we are using the objective item is different a little bit from the subjective item. Okay, so we have to do it by chunks. Okay, by items. Okay, if we are doing by item here, if normally if you use the traditional method or Excel or manual calculation, kalau kira manually, kita kena decide upper group and the lower group, and that's why I sorted them, and then based on who scored the highest and the lowest, and then I divided them into two groups. Okay, we are lucky because ada dua group, and kebetulan boleh ada 12 orang, kebetulan boleh bahagi dua-dua. So 6 orang group upper, 6 orang lagi group lower, and then kebetulan juga markah diorang tadi, if you notice, the group upper markah dia 27 dan ke atas sampai 35 markah penuh, and then the group lower is 25 to those who scored 25 or lower. Okay, so here we come up with this upper group and lower group, and here I have three tips actually, how to decide on the upper and lower groups. First, you arrange student scores from highest to lowest, and then you separate scores into upper group and lower group. Here, usually the group can be split into 50-50. Kan? Tadi kebetulan kan 50-50. And then we can record the frequency for both groups in the table. Okay, sorry. But sometimes can use the upper 25% and below 25%. Ini kalau kita ada terlalu banyak data macam, atau susah nak decide 50-50 nak potong kat mana. Okay, so you can use the upper 25% and below 25%. And then you have to record all this frequency for both groups in a table. So basically this is what I'm doing here. Okay, ni kebetulan kita guna all the data. Kita ambil semua data student kita ada 12 orang tadi, kita bahagi 2, kan dapat 50-50. Tapi kalau ada case yang terlalu banyak and it's so difficult to get like 50-50, so you get the upper 25 then below 25, and then you get this students record and put in the Excel. So now we have to go on with our Excel calculation. Okay, you have to understand, for this is actually for both, for difficulty, item difficulty, and also for discrimination. And for the discrimination index, we have two formulae. Okay. The first formula, formula satu ni ialah kita guna yang ni. Formula 2 kita guna yang bawah ni. Okay. Yang this case, I think formula 2 kalau kita punya upper group sama dengan lower group, then we can use. But if it happens that our upper group is not the same with the lower group, we will use the formula 1 for item discrimination. Okay. Ini dia punya formula. Then we can see here, this is item difficulty index. Yang ini basically sama je macam kita punya macam nak kira our item difficulty dalam Excel pun, SPSS pun. Okay. And then remember the optimal level, because optimal level is actually what is the best score range for multiple choice item especially. Okay. And G is actually the chance level. Chance level ni guessing level, potential, because objective item senang orang nak guess. Okay, so first we have to find the chance level, which is 1 divided by number of options. Kalau options kita ada A, B, C, D, maksudnya kita ada 4 options. So 1 divided by 4. And then we use that, G, we get like 1 divided by 4, like 0.25. So 1 plus 0.25 divided by 2. This is the optimal level, so you will get the optimal level to decide whether these are good or not. So here, I already calculate the G is a chance. Or in this case, my question here, for your information, and you don't have the data, you guys tak ada question, tak ada quiz ni, you just have the item response, student punya response saja. Okay, so here, the answer is ABC. My answer, the answer option, the options, we have A, B, C, not A, B, C, D. Okay, so A, B, C, so ada 3 in my case. So 1 divided by 3, 0.333, and then the optimal level, so we just put this 1 plus the G, which is our B16, divided by 2, we get 0.67 or 0.667. Okay, with 3 decimal points. Okay, itu sajalah. Cuma nak tengok, maksudnya kita punya optimal level yang bagus, difficulty yang bagus ialah 0.667. Okay, kalau terlalu kalau passing that, maybe potential of guessing is there. If it's, usually we get, like most people score it right, then no, that's not optimal for that number. Okay, here we sum everything, we get the number of correct, because we want to see, this is the formula for the P, number of correct divided by N. Okay, so we know we want to see how many people scored correctly for item number 1, item number 2. So number of correct here is actually the sum from the B2 all the way to B13. So we get that blue line, okay, all the way down there, and so on. We can just drag and do it for all items until 15 items. Okay, so we get all. And then this one, P, now difficulty. How do we get difficulty? So basically we use this one, the number of correct divided by 12. This one I calculated, I just input manually 12. How do we know? Because we have 12 students here, kan? Ada 12 students here. You can get all the way 1, 2 until, so we can get, when you highlight this, you can see here, count 12. So you know we have 12 students involved. Okay. So that's it. So that's the P, our P. So this is actually 0.917. It's very, very easy. Means most people scored correctly except this student number 12 got it wrong. So it's like, it's kind of like, okay, too easy. Why is it too easy? Maybe a teacher did a great job teaching the content, or it's very bad quality or distractor, easy to guess or something, So you have to decide whether you want to remove this item or not. Okay, because this is way past its optimal level. Optimal level dia 0.667, tapi yang ni 0.917. Too easy. And this is okay. This is everybody got it right. Item number 13. If we have the quiz or the item, the test itself, then we can see what's the problem or why, what are the potential issues, that cause this item to be super easy for everybody, Okay, mungkin tak payah tanya dah. Yang ni item 14, super difficult. Is it because that question is problematic? So this is way beyond its optimal level. Okay, so you have to decide whether you want to remove or revise this item 14 and item 13. Okay. Oh, I got it wrong. Okay, I undo that. I'm glad. Okay, so that's how it is. And then this one, D. D here, I think this is based on the, I just used the first, yeah, I just used the second formula, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because here we have the same number of U, so I use U correct minus L correct, which is upper correct, total number of upper group students answering correctly minus total number of lower group students answering correctly divided by total number of upper group students. Okay, so here the formula suggests, okay, first I have to count those total number of those who correct for the upper group, the number of correct item for upper group. This is basically B2 to B7, and then minus total number of students, total number of correct for lower up or lower group, which is L, right? If the formula, yeah, L correct, divided by number of students from the upper group. So basically, I'm just using count from B1, B2, B7. How many? Okay, so I'm using the first formula. So and then I got this. I just drag everything. So basically, you get the same thing. Okay. One more time. So you make sure, then you drag, just to drag the formula. Ooh. Again, sorry, my mouse is stuck somewhere. Drag all the way there. There you go. Okay, so that's D. Okay, so you get everything here, and you can also replicate my formula here if you don't want to do it. But be careful on the selection of the KT or upper group and lower group. In our case, sometimes we call it KT, kumpulan tinggi, KR, kumpulan rendah. Some textbook that you might use. Okay. Same goes with the item, subjective item. So this is a little bit complicated with the formula 1, formula 2, and then this is actually how you, this is for difficulty formula. For difficulty, you have two formula. First, for subjective item, how to calculate the item difficulty. This is the first formula, the simpler one, and then this is the second formula. Okay. See, this is what PF1, P based on formula number 1, PF2, P based on formula number 2. D is actually when you minus the two difficulty from the upper group and the difficulty from the lower group. Okay. So the reason why I like SPSS is clear cut. It's very convenient, and yeah, it's less subjectivity because here it really depends on the number of how you divide your upper group and lower group and so on. Okay, but if you still want to challenge yourself, why not? Yeah, this is the formula here I provide, and you can see here I also show what number is what. All you have to do is just play around and put your cursor and see, okay, this is PF2. Basically, I have to calculate for each item. Item 1A, okay, this is the frequency distribution table, and you see this is, I just keep on adding the column to make sure everything fits actually. Everything makes sense and everything, so that I can plug it into the formula. Okay, you can see here. Same here, this is 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B. Yeah, that's it, basically everything. And it all the way, and then you just have to check how I get all these values. This one I just compared. I did with SPSS. You can also put the response, the item data, the one that 1010 earlier. This one, you can put this one, everything in SPSS, and then you can see, you can compare, okay, the analysis, done in SPSS versus in Excel.